Hi guys, in this video we're gonna talk about the life in Russia with my friend from Ecuador. His name is David. So if you want to visit Russia or study here, watch this. By the way, it's winter right now, so look at the snowfall. So the first question will be, why did you choose exactly Russia, not an English-speaking country? And can you tell me the story? How did you choose this university? How did it happen? Like you graduated from high school and then what's happened?
Okay, so basically, I was since I'm 7 years old, always interested in things like planes, space, and that. So in my country, unfortunately, there is no such career like that yet. There was another option. So after I graduated from high school, I searched for a program in English. So my first option was basically the United States, but it's very costly there. So I think it's 73K per year only for
$7,000.
73
$73,000.
thousand
It's a
dollars.
lot.
Yes, per year. While in Russia, I think it's like 73 the whole study. I think.
Yeah, 1 year in Russia, like $6,000.
So so yes, that's why. Another option was Europe, going to Europe, but it's costly too, and they don't have. Like I did a research, and I know that Russia has one of the strongest programs in aviation, in spacecraft too.
Are you on the scholarship or you're self-sponsored?
Actually, I wanted to take a scholarship, but for the program in English that I'm studying, there is no such scholarship. So,
Next is, where are you studying and what are you studying?
okay, so I'm studying in Moscow Aviation Institute in the specialization of aircraft engineering, and actually, I'm in the first year.
Let's talk about how comfortable are you on the campus?
Actually, the environment is very good. All the people, I'm studying in the English program, so it's more easier for me to studying there, for communicating other people. Also, my classmates are English speakers too, so it's very comfortable to study.
How do you sustain yourself?
So my parents help me with my sustaining here, and also in vacations I usually work in call centers or things like that.
How many years did you spend in Russia? And from your experience, are Russians friendly?
So I'm spending here about 2 years almost, and from my experience, I think Russians are kind of like you can see Russians at the street and they are kind of like very serious persons, but when it's about to help, they are very helpful actually, and I like it mostly.
Are people here racist?
No, I live here for a year, almost 2 years, and I have been in the United States too. And when I was living there, actually, I experimented racism way more than here. In Russia, never like these 2 years.
Can you give an example like, I don't know actually anything about racism and I've never experienced it. Can you give an example how you faced it in United States?
There were certain places where people looking me in a bad way, saying things like gossips, and I could notice that, or some crazy people in the street just shooting at you, telling you go back to your country, fucking Mexican or something like that.
Do you feel safe in Russia and can you compare like how safe is it here and in United States, for example?
Okay, I think it is really safe. Like I came from a country where is a lot of like you cannot walk peacefully at 8 a.m. because some people trying to hurting you or rob you. And yes, going back to the United States, it's a way more safer to like. Sometimes I'm just walking late from the university at 11 p.m. or something, and nothing happens. It's very peacefully, very quietly here. Like I like it actually.
When was the latest time you came back to the dormitory?
What?
Like when you were, I don't know, going outside, and then what was the latest time when you came back?
The latest time it was at 11 p.m.
Uh,
and it was actually very normal. Like people walking.
Next question will be a bit common, but is it cold in Russia?
Yes, it is very cold. It's very cold for me. You know, I came from a country that the normal temperature for me is 30 grados, maybe 20 grados is the most lowest temperature that I have been experiencing in the past. But when I came to Russia, wow, you know, when I first came, my first year I did it in Saint Petersburg, and it's way more cold than here, than Moscow. But like I experienced minus 35 grados for the first time in my life. I was not very prepared. Like I didn't have the properly clothes, the properly shoes, and for the first winter, and it's actually something that I don't get used to, like till now. But it's more affordable to like now.
But where are you from, by the way?
I'm from Ecuador.
Ecuador.
Yes, so
And what is the temperature like right now in Ecuador?
in Ecuador we have different regions, like the region that it's called Costa, another region Sierra, and the last one it's Oriente. And there is another too, the insular region that it's located the Islas Galapagos. Have you heard about it?
No.
So it's a very popular island, and I came. I'm in the coast part, like so. The temperature there it's always in. Plus 35 grados or 20 grados. It can be the minimum.
Yeah, that's nice. And yeah, you mentioned that you were in Saint Petersburg. What were you doing there?
So yes, my plan is it was always studying aircraft engineering. So my first city was Saint Petersburg. I went to do the PADFAC, Подготовительный факультет. I went to study I wanted to study in Russian. Я могу говорить немного по-русски. But I didn't like. I spent the year studying the Russian, but it's very hard. Like for maths, physics, studying in Russian, I couldn't feel very confident to do it. So that's why I searched for English programs in Saint Petersburg, and there was no one. And I found one, but it was not very good. And a friend told me about this university, MAI, and when I heard about the English program, I just decided to change.
And if you study on the Russian program, would it be for free? Like, would it be self-sponsored or?
Yes, I could like get a scholarship in the Russian program, but I just don't. I think like I'm learning like more information in the English program than it was in Russian. I don't know.
Yeah, I think like you made a good decision. How do you feel about the Russian food?
So I tried borscht, blinis, and
Plov? Plov?
plov, toje, and yes, some. But my favorites are the blinis. Like I like it a lot.
Pancakes.
Yes, the pancakes and the borscht. That it's like a soup, red soup. It's quite good. And about the Russian food, it's like just at the first I didn't like it at all, like because the food in my country is very different. Like my diet was based in seafood, basically. And when I arrived here, like my whole diet changed, and it was very hard for me to adapt for the food, but I get used to it.
But right now, do you cook food by yourself or you buy it in the shops?
No, I cook for myself. Sometimes my favorite restaurant for Russian food is Teremok.
Ah,
Yes,
generally you can buy their pancakes, right?
pancakes, soups, kasha.
Like porridge, oatmeal.
Yes. Oh, but there is one soup that I tried once that I didn't like it at all. It was a cold soup with gas. Have you ever? I don't know the name, but have you ever heard?
Akroshka.
I think they sell it in
You know,
Teremok.
is it like the one with the? Do you know kvass? It's a sparkling,
Yes, yes.
thing, and yeah, akroshka.
Do you like it?
You just tried the wrong one. The wrong one. In the future, maybe I'll make this and you'll try it. Generally, we eat it in summer. You know, when we feel
Yes.
hot, instead of drinking some cold water, we can eat this food and you feel good.
It was strange, the feeling, like,
Is it easy to make friends here?
okay, for me, I think it's kind of difficult because, like, well, it's not difficult, but the culture is kind of closed a little. So, and also, like, my country, like, the Latin culture, like, you are saying hi to strangers in the street, they are always smiling. And when you came here, as I told you, the Russians don't smile, but I can understand that because the story, what happened, and also like I understand why, and also like the winter, who is gonna be smiling on this weather. But um, I have some Russian friends actually, and they become like very loyal friends, very helpful friends that they help me to adapt to his culture very well.
Do you have an experience of dating with Russians and what do you think about it?
Yes, I dated one girl the last year. She was from Murmansk. Her name was Julia, and it was very like good dating with her. Just there are some kind of differential cultures, but they were okay. The only big problem for me was the speaking part because she only speaks Russian, and I was like, okay, how can I communicate with her? But actually, that helped me a lot because I can speak Russian now, understanding.
Because you had some experience with this girl, like you spent quite a lot of time.
Yes, we spent together quite 3 months, I think.
Wow. And was she like your girlfriend or just a friend?
She was my girlfriend, I could say. Like, it was really strange because, in my culture, or I don't know, it was just only her, but in my culture, we usually ask if, for example, I'm dating someone about 2 months, and we hang out, we can pass the time together. But if I don't ask her like to be my girlfriend, she wouldn't be my girlfriend. Yes,
Yeah,
and
I heard it that in Latin countries you have to be straight. If you want to date, you have to ask. But in Russia, it's like if you spend time with a girl, like if you kiss her and so on, uh, she thinks, if she's Russian, she thinks that you are already dating. But it's not that so because you didn't suggest.
Yes. So I think that he was thinking that I was her boyfriend immediately, but I was just like yes,
Having a good time.
having a good time. Yes.
Do you have to learn Russian to study here, or if you want to visit this country?
Okay, so for visiting Russia, I think it's not necessary to learn Russian. Like you can just choose translator, or almost here in Moscow, all the things are translated into English, so it's very easy if you are an English speaker. For studying, it's not necessary to, but it's not necessary. Like I know people like they came here without knowing any Russian, and they are still making it like actually a few people that are studying the Russian program, and they didn't study Russian at all his life till came here. But my personal suggestion, it would be more easy if you are planning to study here, prepare yourself. Like I studied 4 months ago. Like when I was in Ecuador, I studied for 3 or 4 months the Russian language, and when I came here, uh, it was hard to communicate, but it helped me a lot with documents, the university stuff, and that.
Is it difficult to learn Russian?
I see like there is only two types of people in this. The people who hate the Russian and another people that love Russian. So it's difficult because you are learning another alphabet, you are learning grammar that I never saw in my life. Like you have 6 cases or something for each thing, and like the word it can change depending the case. It was very hard actually, but with the time you get used to it. And actually I can speak Russian, but I don't know very well the grammar I choose, and it's still hard for me. And I know some people that they are like they didn't came with preparation here.
But what's your advice, like for people who want
For
to
people
learn
from
Russian?
Latin America, I would advise that that want to study Russian, study Russian. Prepare like 4 6 months before came here. Your life will be more easier.
But like, what is the advice? How to practice your Russian? Is it like watching videos or trying to communicate with Russians or just to visit country before studying? Because I mean, when you study the language, um, you have a lot of grammar stuff and so on, but also practice is important. So
So I would recommend like the grammar thing, basic grammar, and the mostly that I helped me it was talking to other people in Russian, like doing questions, dumb questions sometimes, but I was like the first months just trying to speak a lot.
or just a funny thing, if you if you're a man and if you date a Russian girl who speaks only Russian, then you also learn some
Then
things.
yes, or they the Russian too. It's a good idea.
Will you stay in Russia after graduating from the university,
Okay, right
or
now
or you will study masters? Like, what's your plan?
my plan for now is finishing my career, and I want to stay here, like work. If I could find a work that
A job.
a job that is related with what I'm studying, or something that I like that I could afford living here, I would stay here. Or actually, the plan B is doing a master's, but I wanted to do in Europe.
Masters.
Yes.
Which country, by the way? Or
I
you
was
didn't
thinking
decide?
in France, Portugal, maybe.
Uh, it's a good thing. And what are your goals for the next years that you will spend in Russia? Like right now, you're in the first year, and there are 3 more years. So, what are your goals? What are your plans, expectations?
Like, if I could find a job during my study, it would be great. And trying to be more independent, I think, because now, like, my parents are helping me with this. So in the past few years, I want like be more independent, studying, working at the same time. I think it's possible if you can manage your time well. It's hard, but it's possible.
Would you like to tell something to the future yourself who will watch this video in 4 years or three, maybe more?
Yes, of course, I would like to tell you. Okay, so David, I hope that you are doing well the next 4 years. I hope that you reach your goals that only you and me know. So I hope you are doing well. Just always remember. No, delete that.
Start again.
Yeah. No, you can take some things or another things, like some things that I said.
Edit it.
Yes.
I can, yeah.
What more I could say? Just I hope that you be happy now. Whatever you are doing, just keep following your dreams.
Were you afraid of going to Russia? I mean, before coming to Moscow, to St. Petersburg, you heard about the situation that is right now. And when you were in Ecuador, what did you think about Russia? And like, were you afraid?
So when I was in Ecuador, everything was normal. I wanted to study here. My parents were supporting me. Then the war with Ukraine happened. So at that time, my parents didn't want me to come. I was not scared at all because I mean it's Russia. What can happen to this country? So I know that I'm gonna be more safe here than in my country actually. So yes, my parents were trying to convince me to not go in because it could be dangerous for me, but I have of another people that actually my Russian professor in Ecuador. She was from no, actually she was from Azerbaijan, but from the Soviet Union or something like that. So she was telling me that I will be fine. Don't worry. She was like my emotional support. Like everything is gonna be fine.
Motivation.
Yes.
Do you know any stereotypes that are not actually true about Russia?
Yes, of course, a lot of stereotypes like the serious man, strongest man, fighting with bears, drinking a lot of vodka. But actually, I think it's not that true. Or about the vodka thing, I have a lot of Russian friends that they don't drink vodka at all, so that's like kind of myth. But I know actually, like I could go at the metro at 10 a.m. and see some drunken people, and that's like very common for here, and it's just funny.
Will you recommend to study in Russia or to visit this country?
I think it depends in what are you planning to study, but I would say yes, of course. Like you have the Russian education, it's very well, and it's for a cheaper price, so it can be very accessible. And for visiting this country, of course, 100%. It's very beautiful country, very safe, with a lot. They have the richest culture that I ever seen.
And can you name some places that you really liked? The places that you visited in Moscow?
Yes, in Moscow, this park BDNH, the Krasnoy Ploshad, Moscow City. That's the places that I most like.
Thanks for coming. Thank you for your time. I hope that more people will watch this video and make some comments, and we'll make some more videos.
Thanks to you for the invitation, by the way. It was a very cool interview. I like it. And, ok, hola a todos. Ya saben, desde Ecuador para el mundo. Nos ayudaría muchísimo con un like y espero que se suscriban a este canal y que podamos seguir haciendo estas entrevistas. Gracias.